Hi and welcome to this week's GMBN Tech Show. Coming up on the show this week.
240mm dropper posts.
Massive, yeah. Intense have shared what looks like a new prototype downhill bike.
Some cool bike caves from you lovely people.
And we've got an Anna. Okay, so straight into the show, and well, the most important thing around here this week is that we've now got Anna on the team, which I'm really stoked about. Now, if you haven't already seen her first video that went live on Sunday at the weekend, which it seems like half the world's seen by now, judging by the amount of amazing comments on there, get involved. It's a really cool video where you build your new Orbea rayon. I'm very envious of the bike as well, to be fair.
You should be, it's a delight. So,
I don't want to spoil too much about that video, so if you want to get to know Anna in the short term, watch that video, but right now we're going to have a quick fire to and fro, basically, and let's find out where she is with her tech, what she likes, what ticks, and I'm sure you can have some comments underneath, so get involved down there. Right, wheels, 27.5, 29 or mullet?
Mullet for fun, 29 for fast.
Interesting. Shocks, coil or air?
Currently coil, because I'm light and I like that initial overactiveness.
Carbon or alloy?
Carbon, every time. Sorry.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Mineral oil or dot?
Prefer working with mineral oil for sure, at least it doesn't corrode my hands or my paintwork.
Single pivot or 4-bar?
Single pivot I'm going to go for. It's wild, it's a bit fun. I used to ride a steel single pivot, an old Kotick, about 3 years ago.
Nice. I like Sai. It's a good brand then.
Yeah, it was loads of fun. It destroyed my back wheels, but it was a lot of fun doing.
Tubes or tubeless?
Tubeless, obviously.
Inserts or none?
I'm a weight weenie, so none.
High pivot or low pivot?
Undecided. Can I say undecided?
You can say undecided.
Undecided.
We can come back to it later. Horsed or split pivot?
Split pivot, only because the horse sometimes gets in the way of the seat tube, so I like running as much dropper post as I can.
Okay, there we go. Get involved in the comments and we will come back to you later. Okay, so straight into news then, and well, the first thing I spotted was Jeff Stieber has been at it again. So the Intense Cycles frontman on his personal Instagram page, as you can see on screen, shared this picture of some bits of a back end of a bike he's not built yet. It looks to be a downhill bike, judging by the comment. I'm going to go out there and say this is a completely new design that might be coming from Intense, because there's a lot of pivots there that don't necessarily look like a VPP style system, which they've been famous for. And also, those 3 guide wheels. Looks like, or smells like, a high pivot might be brewing there from Intense. I reckon,
it's trendy these days, isn't it? It's trendy.
Bang on point, and I love the fact that still he's literally like the mad scientist, without the mad bit, doing these rapid prototypes almost constantly. They could be out riding a prototype in a couple of days' time from idea to making them. So keep an eye on his personal Instagram page. The handle is on the bottom of the screen there, and as always, give them a follow too at Intense Cycles.
Yeah, and Abyss are bringing out some new rims under the sub-brand Blackbird. Now, they already have the S35s, and it's a similar aluminium profile rim, but these ones have a wider bead profile. So basically they're saying that this eliminates pinch flats because of the more surface area, less sharp edges to impact your tyres on rocks and split them, basically.
We're all looking for that, yeah.
I mean, I did that last week in Spain.
Yeah, it's inevitable, yeah.
Sounds like a great idea. They've also got the Send 1 and the Send 2. Basically, the Send 2 has some extra ribs in the center of the rim, which gives it more reinforcement from harder impacts that are gonna give you basically flat spots and mess up your wheels, basically, if you're a hard rider. Apparently the EWS team have been running this for the last 2 years, and word on the street is they've only had 1 puncture in the last 2 years.
I don't believe that.
Well, they said on track, so does that mean not in practice and only in race?
I'm not really sure. Well, it certainly sounds like Richard Payne should have a set of these rims.
Yeah.
That guy just absolutely destroys tyres the whole time, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, just going through them.
I think it's cool stuff. I like Ibis bikes, and I like what they've always done. They've always tried to make components that solves problems for themselves. That would obviously be good for other people. Cool stuff, I think.
Yeah, I'd like to see more wider bead profiles coming from other brands, to be honest.
It makes a big difference, I think, in the way the tyre sits. So next, Nukeproof 2022 range has been released finally. Like many brands have been suffering with supply chain issues. But it appears same, but different, you know. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So they've released their whole range. So you've got the Descent downhill bike, you've got the Giga, you've got the Mega, you've got the Reactor, of course, and then you've got all the other models like the Scout, the Cub Scout, and etc. Now, new colours, new spec, but fundamentally the bikes and the geometry, they're not changing because they got it right. So there are a few changes. I'm going to run through them now. So the Descent comes in RS and Comp models. So downhill bikes, their top spec one is £5,000 in the UK, and that's the 297 spec. So 290 front wheel and 297 rear wheel, or 27.5 inch rear wheel. Couldn't even get me words out there. But there's the Comp. So that's £3,500, 29 inch wheels, front and rear. And that's a really good price for a really good downhill bike. So if you're looking to get into downhill racing, that's the kind of thing you want to be looking at. Literally Nukeproof. It's like a great name, great bike, great value. Now the Giga and the Mega, of course, they're enduro bikes. The Giga had a single pivot and the Mega had a 4-bar, slightly shorter travel on the Mega. They've got both 290 and 275 models in both of them. The model I think is really worth talking about actually is the Comp and the Pro. So the Comp in the Mega is £3,000. It's an alloy model as well, and it's got a deal group set on there, and it's got that new domain fork on there. So really, you're not going to cry if you smash the thing to bits, and you're going to be able to ride it hard at £3,000. I think it's an awesome price for an enduro bike. And then Reactor, of course, you get 275 and 290 models. There's no mullet option in those. Fork travel is up 10mm on all of them, so 130 rear, 150 front now. And I've got an ST as well, which I've probably got my own again, to be fair, because I really like the 125, 130 thing. Yeah, there we go. Loads of bikes, far too many to list through all of them, but their website should be live about now.
That's super exciting. I've actually got a Mega mullet on the way. Yeah, really super excited to run a mullet.
I thought you said you liked 29-inch wheels.
Did I not say mullet was fun?
No, you did.
And 29 was fast. Rallon's a race bike.
There you go, just checking.
You've got to have both. A lady's got to have choice. So One Up Components bringing out the 240mm dropper post. This has got to be exciting for guys of your stature.
100%. We'll go for the biggest drop possible. Yeah.
Not myself. I'm still running 125s on mine, so I've got little legs. So they're bringing that out in the usual 3 seat clamp measurements. And what's interesting about them is they're bringing in this internal shimming where they can change it on the fly between 10 and 20 mils, change the drop basically. So I mean, people are going to be doing this on the fly, do you think?
I don't know. I think it just gives you the option of tailoring it for the bike as well, and ultimately the length that you need. But being able to do that on a post that easily without doing anything internal is great. So from memory, I did play with this at CL2 a couple of years back. You just undo that collar at the top and then slide the bushing up, and then you pretty much locate it in two different positions, and it changes the drop of the post.
Sure, I suppose if you're upgrading your frame every year, then you can keep decent components and move them over. It's
user serviceable as well, I think. Well, the last version was, so I'm guessing this one is as well, which is great.
For sure, so they've got that in a 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, and the 240. So yeah, it's exciting to see what happens with that. And you've got a dropper post selection tool on the website, which can help you configure which one you need for your bike.
Get the biggest drop you can. So it's funny they say for 90, but technically it's 70, isn't it? With the 20mm extra.
If you can drop it by that much, yeah.
70 to 240, that's huge. That's the biggest range, surely. I don't think anyone could beat that. Cool stuff. Next up, Archer components. I don't know if you remember them. A while back, we had them on a show. I say a while back, it's probably like 2 years ago now. It was a solution for running a wireless system yourself, but with your existing rear derailleur. So you've got like a Bluetooth style little slave unit that uses a cable, mounts to your chainstay, and the cable goes to your rear derailleur. And then you've got the wireless shifter, touch point, buttons, controller, whatever you want to call it. And they shared this picture on their Instagram, which looks a little bit like the rocker paddle for the Access one. So it looks like they're trying to sort of progress their design. I thought it was really cool before, but the 2-button thing wasn't that intuitive to use. So I reckon that looks pretty smart. Not on their website yet, so it looks like work in progress, but I like it when little brands like chip away trying to improve things. And
it's brilliant. I mean, you can use that with an 11-speed derailleur as well. You can use it with the vintage derailleur, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, which is great for just, minor upgrades if you fancy that.
Super cheap wireless.
Yeah, I've got to say, for tiny hands like myself, trying to reach over to their old paddles would have been a little bit arduous. So yeah, it's nice to bring out a sort of Access style paddle.
Absolutely.
Like that a lot. But that's not the best tech we've got on this show. We've got a wheelie leveler. Is it April Fool's Day? No, it's not. I don't think this is a joke. This is a thing. So Cyclerise...
I did see this as well, yeah.
Yeah, Cyclerise has just released this on Instagram. Blew our minds, didn't it? It's basically like a spirit level in either directions, left and right and front and back, that goes on your stem cap, so you know whether you're getting your wheelie right or not. Do you think you could do with this? Would this help you?
Nothing could help me, no. Nothing can help me.
Hold on, I've got a clip of you in Malaga.
Looking
all right there.
Tricks and stunts. Honestly, what is this all about? So I clicked on the link of the guy that made this thing, and he also makes Crocs he's turning into ice skates. So as soon as I saw that, I started tuning out because I was like, couldn't look at them. And he made a weird GoPro mount that sticks on the front of your riding shoes. That'd be gone in 2 seconds with me. Surely just...
Yeah, that's a great angle. But yeah, our own Rich Payne might be interested in those Crocs though, don't you?
Pretty sure he's already got some, yeah. Right, moving on, last thing in news. Nico Mullally's got his Frameworks Part 2 video out. We referred to it a couple of weeks back on the show, and this is awesome. I love what he's doing. Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah, it's nice that he gives really honest feedback on, well, the high pivot and low pivot and what he thinks about it. I think it sounds like he's leaning towards low pivot. Yeah,
I got that impression as well. It's interesting you're saying, there's no question that the high pivot through the rough is quicker, but just moving the bike around is totally different.
Yeah, I mean, he says it makes maybe only 1 to 1.5 seconds difference on the same track. But I mean, my first thought was 1.5 seconds is quite a lot.
It's a massive amount, yeah.
If you're thinking about downhill, that's the difference between 1st and 5th place, is it not? So, I don't know.
So I think you've got the same opinion as me. He's like leaning towards a low pivot design.
It sounded like it because he said he needed the help in the corners rather than in the rough stuff. So it makes sense that if you get to choose your bike, you choose the one that's going to help you with what you're weakest at.
Area, absolutely, yeah.
But he's got 2 bikes now, so maybe he'll pick a bike, for a particular course.
Yeah,
why not?
If you're that tuned in to setup and you've got everything else dialed the same, being able to hop between the two, that's a dream setup, surely.
For sure.
Who knows? But Nico's videos are awesome. There's going to be links to him in the description underneath. Give it a watch. Subscribe to his channel. He's a real cool guy as well. Nice. Okay, quiz time. And this week we've got a new quiz master. So on you go.
All right. I'll take it away. So we mentioned the Nukeproof Giga and the Mega, and obviously they're separated by different travel lengths. But what else differentiates the two mainly on that bike? Also, question 2, what does DOT mean in terms of DOT fluid? So brake fluid, what does the DOT stand for?
Good question.
It surprised me, this one. Also, where did Ibis get their name from? Quick question there.
Nice, we'll pick up the answers a little bit later. Okay, time for some comments, but instead of looking back at last week's show, I thought it'd be better to look at Anna's latest video, or her first video. So I'm going to read these. It might be a bit weird for you to read comments on your own video out.
I haven't actually read them
yet. I tell you what, everyone is amazing. Everyone that watched it, at least, is doubly amazing because I've never seen that much positivity to a video. It's really cool. It's a great video. If you're not seeing it, stop watching this and just go and watch it now. You can come back to this later.
No. Finish watching this, then go and watch it afterwards.
You can stay. This is good. Right, so first comment was from Patchfoot. Not the first comment, there was loads of great ones, I just picked out a few. Patchfoot, welcome Anna, glad to see you're growing a team, can't wait to see your new videos and a tech perspective from a smaller rider.
I am definitely that.
I think it's really good, the whole small tool thing, between us we can cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff. Alan Martinson, really dig new presenter Anna, feels like a breath of fresh air and cool to have a girl's perspective.
Yeah, wow.
Lorna Hunter, it's either you make building bikes look easy or I make it look difficult. I love stuff like this.
I mean, it took longer to build than the actual edit. I shouldn't.
It was 3 days to film that.
No, it didn't. It took me an afternoon to build that. But yeah, I'm well practiced by now.
Do you know what I've not actually said is, for any presenter filming their first video, generally we start with a fairly easy video to film. And Anna took on what was essentially 5 or 6 maintenance videos in one. I think you did an amazing job. And I think as she's filming it, she's like, well, this is quite a lot to do. But you did awesome. You did so good.
Yeah, what's funny is being on the tech set as well. And I said to you, it's like being in someone else's kitchen because you don't know where anything is. And it's like, oh, where's the clippers? No.
You got to learn it. So it's all good. Next up is from Sean Knight. You'll get more than a like, you'll get a welcome aboard and a congratulations. I, for one, am so stoked to see a female ripper with tech skills represented on GMBN, especially with our local trails here in Nelson, BC, having such a big female presence. You ever ridden in Nelson?
Not Nelson, no, but I've been over to BC. I've done sort of Squamish, Whistler, North Vancouver. Oh, did I do Nelson? No, I didn't, but he's absolutely right. When I went over there, it was unusual. It was quite shocking how many women were there. I'm used to turn up to a trail centre and seeing 2 or 3, and I would see 2 or 3 groups that were at least 50% women. I mean, there was a couple of groups that were just all women, and a guy was out with them, and it was just like, it blew my mind. So yeah,
I think it's always been that way as well. I mean, I've been a few times over that way, and I've always been staggered by why it's not like that everywhere else.
Yeah, well, I think they're very active in their schools, so just getting out and being active is normal. Climbing is normal. Being outdoorsy is normal there, whereas here it's not normal, is it, really?
No, but maybe things can change.
I think it will.
Right, next up from Vitor Costa. Welcome. The silly grin for riding a bike, that is my feelings, home vibe. Looking forward to see what Anna's going to bring for our amusement.
It's not just silly grins when I ride, though, is it?
Nah, silly laughs too.
Yeah.
Loads of those. Next from Go MTB. I really like Anna's voice. If she's as much of a tech nerd as we are, it's a jackpot. Yeah, I completely agree with you there. And in fact, I'm pretty sure someone was like, oh, it's soothing tones. One of the comments, it was like, oh, it was really relaxing to watch. Next one's from John Rogers. Absolutely stoked to have a new presenter on the tech channel. Hopefully someone to keep Doddy on his toes on the channel. Loving the racing hints, and I can see that EWS is going to be rather tasty this year. Rich, Anna and Doddy. No one else, just us apparently. EWS, what a dream. And I've got a feeling Mr. Ashton is going to love Anna as she rode for Cannondale. Oh, you've got a really good point. He's not going to shut up about that, is he?
Yes, he can't stop talking about Cannondales, can he?
He loves Cannondale. Yeah. I feel like he's still sponsored by him somehow.
I know. What are they doing?
Tom Quimby, good to see a rider on the channel who wears gloves when riding. What are you trying to say? Plus, Doddy can save on hair gel as he won't be on camera so much.
Yeah.
It's not a hair, it's a hat. I've told you this before. You know how Lego works, don't you? Clips on. Toby Lestrange. Go away. Got a hyperlink there. Toby Lestrange says, oh yay, finally a female presenter. Way behind GCM, but got there eventually. Well, you might have noticed he's already been a traitor.
I thought it said GMBN Tech. I just grabbed it.
Should have gone to Specsavers. And the last one from Morgan Rowe. That bloody wobbly workbench though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, it's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, did you make that?
Nope. If I'd have made it, it would have been bolted to the floor.
Spared no expense here at GMBN Tech.
It's a lovely bench. I'm going to stand up for the bench. It's just a bit wobbly.
It's rustic at best.
Thanks everyone for the awesome comments. Okay, now it's time for Rewind, which means talking about old stuff pretty much. And talking of old stuff, Hans Ray's latest video, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. You've got to watch it. There's a link in the description underneath, and hopefully there's a little clip playing on screen right now. He's doing I don't know how, it's like an urban free ride sort of tour style thing. It's really cool. He's got Brett Tippie, Jackson Goldstone, and a whole bunch of other people, including the Clunkers in this video, which is why I wanted to put it in Rewind. So he goes to Marin County and he goes and rides Repack, which is just so cool. And Joe Breeze is still just as gnarly as he was then. I don't even know how old Joe is now, but it's like, what a dude, going down Repack, no helmet on, probably in the same clothes he was racing in back then, on the same bike that he took off the stand in the museum and rode it. You've got to see the video, it's so cool. And Hans still, I think, gives so much to mountain biking. So just watch it. There's a link underneath where you can click on that and watch it. Give him some love in the comments as well. Plus Jackson Goldstone in there is just like...
He's just lovely, isn't he?
It's so cool, such
so
a dude.
Lovely.
And his bunny hop like tweaks he's doing. He's, you know, he's like this after deck. It's ridiculous.
But still has massive respect for the old boys as well, 100%. Which I love. And well deserved too. Yeah,
definitely. And Brad Copeland, or BB Copeland, who is Kate Courtney's mechanic, just by chance he was putting some random old stuff on his Instagram page, and I commented on one of them, which is an old soft ride bike, and he sent me this picture on messages, which is an old Breezer, which he's rebuilding at the moment. Look at that thing. That's insane, isn't it? So it's got like a flex stem on the front, which is like a parallelogram stem, which obviously going up and down over bumps and your bar's moving around, which just felt horrible. And a massive carbon fibre beam to sit on. Awful and hideous, but also kind of really cool and amazing. There we go. That's enough of Rewind. Okay, now it's time for Bike Cave. So if you've got a cool garage, workshop, back of the van, anywhere where you tinker with your bikes and you experiment with stuff, show us. Take some pictures, video clips, anything you want. There's a link to the uploader right there, and there's another one right down there. You can click on it. And don't forget to tell us about yourself and where you're from.
It doesn't have to be flashy, does it?
No.
I mean, some of the most rustic of garages is the most interesting, is it not?
Anything is welcome. As long as it's to do with bikes, that's what we really love. And the first one we got here, this is from Kai in Sydney in Australia. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not looking at the bikes
No,
here.
I'm not. I'm looking at that Honda.
That is like the little Honda from Pulp Fiction, isn't it?
Yeah, it was,
That Bruce Willis has to smash into Marcellus Wallace in.
Yeah, he was on a little 80s Honda Civic, was it not?
Yeah.
I wish we could see the front.
We can. It's there.
Oh, there, yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
That looks exactly
awesome
like
looking
it.
car.
Beauty, absolute beauty.
If anyone's got any other vintage cars, send some cars in here.
I love a vintage car, but we should look at the workshop.
Yeah, so you've got pretty, I mean, it's a double or a triple garage. It looks massive, doesn't it? So you've got fleeted bikes down the left. You've got what, a Giant, a Norco, got dirt jump bike in there as well.
It's got all the essentials there, yeah. Dirt jump, downhill, Duro. Nice little drop bar at the back there for commuting.
Oh, nice little beach cruiser, yeah. You've got your surfboards, water skis, are they on the top there? Can't imagine the skis.
I have no idea. That's beyond me, that one.
Some fishing stuff.
Yeah, he's an active guy.
Hasn't got his Shimano XTR fishing rod though. Looks of it. No, that's the thing, don't you? Shimano fishing range. This is insane.
Yeah, I know. Well, fishing came before bikes, didn't it? For Shimano.
Massive stuff.
Oh, this is nice. I like this.
So this is, it doesn't say who, but it's from South Yorkshire. And the owner's got a Privateer 161 and a Levo SL. Money falling out the pocket by the sounds of it.
Oh, no.
I like this. So you've obviously got a proper workshop there and you've got cordoned off a specific area for your bike.
Lovely little drawer system in there. And I like the fact that it's raised off the ground as well, so you don't have to lose anything underneath and end up fishing around on all fours.
That's the worst. I dread to think how much stuff's under my cabinets.
Yeah, or under my fridge.
Yeah, fridge. You know, there's a weird phenomenon, those fridge suck, don't you?
Yeah,
you drop anything
yeah.
metallic and it just goes under the fridge.
Yeah, in my kitchen I've actually got an old mint sauce cartoon that is.
It's got a fridge suck in it.
Yeah,
that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
That's the same one. Cut from the same. I love it.
Yeah.
And he's also got a really nice toolbox as well. So
yeah.
this was an interesting one. I think you were saying that you're not going to do sort of a bike cave, but you're interested in doing a sort of a cool toolbox.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a racer, and all my tools are pretty much live in a kind of compact box that lives in my van, basically. And anytime I fix my bike, it's either out in a field or it's in my kitchen.
I can see the future here.
Yeah.
I reckon we need to get you build a real cool toolbox and deck it out.
That is not a problem. If that's what you want for me, I'll happily
There's a video in that for sure. Okay, what else we got? So we've got Lou in Ottawa in Canada. Rocky Mountain Altitude, Da Vinci minus fat bike as well. So this is quite a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah, that is a lot of stuff. I guess he knows where it all is. I guess maybe it's like one of those sushi kitchens, you know, where everything's like really close together and you're just like, wow, wow, wow.
Maybe it's clang, clang. But yeah, I bet it is. I think, you know, it's like when your stuff's everywhere, but you always know exactly where that one thing is. Where's the 10mm computer in there? Wow, so it's an office as well. Flipping it. Got it all going on in here. Got some sort of a cinema set up in there by the looks of that. Projector screen. It's quite visually chaotic. Like this is why I don't have a tool board, because I'd be too afraid of being able to keep mine like that one over there. At least in drawers, I can just shut the drawers and pretend it's clean.
Yeah, I love drawers for that reason.
Good. I like the Rocky Mountain. All good stuff there. Nice selection of stuff from everyone there. Keep them coming. Let's see what you got, and we'll see you next week. Okay, time for some Quizmaster quiz answers, I think. What we got then?
So it was the Giga versus the Mega, and obviously the travel sizes are different, but did you know that the Giga is a single pivot and the Mega is a 4-bar linkage system? So yeah, completely different riding characteristics out of the two, even though
I was puzzled actually when they brought the Giga out, actually, to be fair. So I was like, oh, it just looks like Descent with a single crown. Turns out it's not far off. They were riding the Descent and they thought, oh, it pedals so well, we need to make like a bigger super enduro bike. But interesting stuff.
And then the DOT fluid for brakes. So the DOT stands for Department of Transport, as it was basically from the automotive industry. And the Department of Transport in the States had basically regulations over the safety of that fluid. So it's kind of bled over, excuse the pun, into bike braking systems. So yeah, that's it, Department of Transport.
Nice.
Question number 3, where did Ibis get their name from? Do you say Ibis or Ibis?
Ibis. I say Ibis, but I'm probably wrong, so don't listen to me.
So it's not the owner's name. He was flirting with different bird names, basically, and wanted to go down the kestrel path, something that was really graceful in the air, and he settled on Ibis, which is not really a graceful air bird as such. It's a wading forest bird. But if you look at the logo, you will see that actually it's kind of got that shape of the wings and the head still in it.
Yeah, kind of like heron, stalky, kind of
stumpy
tall thing.
Heron thing.
And that's bin chicken, apparently.
Bin chicken, yeah. No, shh, don't say that word.
There we go. So that's the end of this week's show. Don't forget to leave some comments in the descriptions underneath. Maybe get some ideas about stuff you want to see on the channel as well. I'm sure you've got some ideas for Anna. Anything you'd like to see us doing together would be great as well. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
See you later.